are not an active player on a team, or you are a player in a lower league. So if I'm up in Ruby, I can grab a Sapphire or Emerald player to help fill the slot that I need. And basically from there, if you're a free agent, you're able to sub in for teams. And sometimes, like I said, roster changes happen. So if you're a free agent, stick around, you get subbed in for some games. Then all of a sudden, I'm like, you know what? I like this guy. I really want to get him on the team. I can drop a player, pick them up from the free agency, and kind of move on from there. Plus, there's a lot of times throughout seasons where some of our awesome community members will make a just for fun team of a bunch of free agents. I think it was called Fresno Free Agents in the past, but basically the free agency is you're hanging out. There will be a waiver wire for free agents. So if I am, not doing well with my season, I can go out, probably have one of the two first picks, like in fantasy football for waiver wire, and snag somebody up. I think. Wait, is Andrew my goat?
I think we're good to go now. Andrew
Nice.
just gave me that we're all good.
Perfect. Glad we could figure out all that tech issues. But yeah, so with that, uh, am I in the script to win this time? Cool. No, I didn't write the script. I can't write. I can't read, so I don't really know. Um, but I believe now that we have all our audio stuff figured out, we are able to start sending it up. For what I think most people are excited for, which is the draft order. Time to see which teams got which picks. So I think we should get rolling with that here in a couple of seconds as the video is loading up.
Yeah. Uh, are you gonna be screen sharing, or we're just gonna bring Andrew up to the stage to screen share?
I believe we are going to grab the Andrew pick up to the stage so he can come hang out.
Hello, hello.
All right,
It is Andrew.
let's bring him up then.
Get him in. Andrew has been invited, so it's all on him to get up here.
Oh, there we
While
go.
we're
There we go. We
Andrew,
got it. We got it.
sweet. Okay, perfect. All right, so we're gonna do the draft order real quick, and then Anon. I don't know how to pronounce that name yet, but I will answer your question. I did see the ping. We're gonna get this draft order set up real quick.
Yeah, here is the draft order. Let me just get the stream on the screen. There we go.
Hmm. I talking about picks, and I think that could ruin a lot of draft plans. No, God, I'm still not up.
And not only does Bowser get that first pick, but then JD, the Torbane himself, ends up getting that second pick with Detroit.
Shout out Detroit.
Shout out
Last
the
season they were
Torbanes.
here. They didn't have the best season, so hopefully we can get a rebound. Oh no, they've been here for a couple of seasons, and Pitt gets third.
Pittsburgh, the resident yellow team that we got running around here. Great to see them.
They've had some
third
ups and
pick is a
downs throughout
pretty
the
good-
seasons. I don't
Yeah.
know. Third pick in draft. Some might say it's not good. You like the wheel picks here? No, for the love of
Yeah.
God, I have to suffer. Keep going.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Yeah, some of these middle picks aren't the best spot to be in, especially with our snake draft way of doing things here. So hopefully that works out well for you, Jack, in that fourth pick spot.
We're gonna hope, but I think 5th and 6th are good spots here. Either Mountain or Rico are gonna be happy with this position, and I believe this is gonna be Vancouver taking our 5th spot.
Yeah, Vancouver Mountain getting that nice 5th spot there. That leaves the Louisville Gamble.
The returning
Ricochet.
champions get the 6th round pick, but because it is a snake draft, round 2 they will get the 1st round pick. So having that wheel pick could be big to give them a potential back-to-back season.
Yeah. Now, despite how the stream started, none of these wheels are rigged. So it is nice seeing that despite having the nice placement of the previous champion getting that last spot, it's not exactly how it always works out. But hey,
If this was rigged, I would have gotten 1st or 6th. You can take my
Real.
word.
all right. Now we're gonna move on to our biggest league here in United Rogue Overwatch, the Sapphire League, containing 10 teams. Some
Second
of which
season of Sapphire, which is nice too.
Yeah, some of which are new to United Rogue Overwatch. I believe we didn't have New England Valhalla last season, correct?
New England is brand new. All of these other teams have been around for at least a season or two. Detroit is at this will be Detroit's 3rd season. Dallas is bajillionth. Chicago, Washington, Pitt, bajillionth. This is Vancouver and Nashville, I believe, either 3rd or 4th as well.
Yeah, go down.
Crazy.
Anyways, let's get started on this one.
All right, again, give me first. Don't give it.
Oh, let's
it
see,
can't
let's
be
see.
best. That,
Oh.
it is rigged for Dallas. Oh my God.
The Dallas Vanguard in the Sapphire League get the first pick. That is amazing foreshadow over there in the Dallas team. Hey, Dallas represent used to be the GM there before I became the owner and commissioner here at United Rogue Overwatch, or before I was a commissioner before the owner.
I'm not even getting second. But
No,
shout out
you're
New
not.
England. New England, new team, like we mentioned. GM by Doge, who San Diego was his team last season. Made it to finals in Sapphire. Hopefully, he can keep that streak going. Maybe even win the whole thing.
Yeah, it'd be really cool. Doge has been looking about trying to get this New England team into Overwatch. Nice to see that it's finally here. Chicago Syndicate looks like they're getting that 3rd pick overall in
Which
the
I think, if
Sapphire
you're still
draft.
looking at these 10 teams, 3rd is still pretty good. Like the 5 through 7 range, or 4 through 7 range, that's probably where you're going to be a little concerned about picks. But 1 through 3 still have a good chance of having that close to wheel. So I'm sure Banger over at Chicago is having a ball right now.
Oh,
Why
yeah.
is
Finally, there we go.
I got 4th
This is where
twice?
the magical 4 through 7 that Ajax was talking about.
All right.
Havana
Stick stuff.
Hurricanes.
This absolutely ruins all of my draft plans. But you know what? Such is the way of the draft. Surely I can't bribe the two with me to re-record this and hopefully give myself a better chance. We'll see how that
This
goes.
is already our 3rd try. We are not re-recording again.
Oh, Rico
this
might have
is a
gotten
close one.
6th, but he's getting 5th this time with Louisville. Louisville's first time having 2 teams and having a Sapphire team. And again, Rico won Ruby last season with his team. Hopefully he can bring that to the Sapphire for their first time.
Yeah, it'd be really cool to see the returning champions in a different league. Oh, another close pick. Is this going to be Detroit? Yeah, it is.
All right, JD, number 2, and then number, I believe that was 6.
There's so many teams in Sapphire, I lost track.
Well, this is going to be pick 7, going the way of Moto and Washington Rebellion. Some other previous champions. They are looking for a comeback this season for this Sapphire League. They made it to playoffs and had a really good play-in match. Unfortunately, just didn't make the mark.
Yeah, unfortunately, that is the curse of Washington, it seems like. But they were able to break it a few seasons ago. Let's see if they can do that again this next season. Finally down to our final 3, Pittsburgh Phantoms.
Taking the 8th spot here is pretty good. You get, again, close to that wheel, so I think Piper's gonna be happy as the new resident pit GM.
Yeah, down to the final 2 here. It looks like Vancouver Wild is going to take that 9th spot, leaving, what is that, Nashville Legends to be that 10th spot in the Sapphire League.
Sauceman getting the wheel pick here. I know he's going to be excited, especially because Sapphire's got a lot more of a rank range this season. You're going to go from Masters 3 down to Diamond 5.
A fun fact about Diamond 5, I hit Diamond 5 for the first time about a week ago.
About a week ago.
Great playing.
This is
But yeah, all right.
immaculate.
That is your Sapphire League draft order. Now, last but not least, onto the Emerald League.
Ooh, we got... See, I think Emerald is the most exciting for me. Maui's coming back to... Again, see if they can get the 2-time. We've got War Chicago back. Montreal's making a return after a season or 2 hiatus. And then you got the newbies, New England and Phoenix.
Yeah, Phoenix is also another team that we have not seen here in United Rogue Overwatch, but has been around in United Rogue for a while. So super excited to get that Phoenix name out here. But
Shout
yeah,
out, Bill.
let's see how this draft order goes.
Now, I have no stakes in this one, so I don't really have a favorite. But there it is. Moto getting the first overall pick in Emerald. He's got to be ecstatic.
Yeah, you know, Emerald being as unpredictable as Emerald can be, having that first pick is your one chance at stability for the Emerald League. So Moto better be happy about that.
Well, I know. Wow. Never mind. I was going to say Dan, but it is Doge. New England getting the second pick overall. Very good for them.
Good for them indeed. Down to the next, or the final 4 teams here picking for the drafts. Chicago Syndicate, maybe it looks like?
Yep.
Chicago Syndicate indeed getting that 3rd pick for the Emerald draft.
Having that 3rd round pick means you're in the middle, but joining the middle spot, I believe, is going to be Maui, the returning champions. Dan's going to have some nice cooking this season.
Yeah, like we were talking about before, being in that middle spot is a little rough, especially going into the later rounds of the draft. Hopefully, that number 4 pick can be great in the early rounds. But down to the final 2, looks like our 5th spot will go to Montreal Stags.
Perfect way. Booger going to come back to Montreal, bring them some good picks. But this does mean our newest team is our last team with Dill, the GM of the Phoenix Thunder.
Yes, Stinky Dill. Gonna be Stinky Thunder. Nah, I'm just lying. Thunder's gonna do great this season, having that 6th
Heard
pick.
some inside information about the Thunder. They plan, I don't know if this is serious, but they plan to start every match by having all their players make a bunch of A10 noises. And I don't know if that's stupid or intimidating. So I think we're going to have to find out.
Just like the old school Washington Let's Get Froggy stuff.
Oh, yeah. Shout out Icy and the old war teams.
Those were memories
Froggy.
indeed. With so many memories of United Rogue Overwatch in the past, and there's so many more memories to create here in Season 9. I hope to see you guys out on the pitch But for now, that's all we got. I'll see you all later.
YouTube. Perfect. Awesome. So if anybody joined late or didn't get a chance to look, the draft orders will be Ruby is Buffalo, Detroit, Pitt, Havana, Vancouver, Louisville. Then Sapphire is Dallas, New England, Chicago, Havana, Louisville, Detroit, Washington, Pitt, Vancouver, Nashville. And then Emerald will be Washington, New England, Chicago, Maui, Montreal, Phoenix. If you didn't remember, you didn't write it down, don't worry. There will be a formal ping about it soon. But the GMs are already aware, and so they have already started their planning. But now it's time to run through our map. So as everybody knows, for a couple of seasons, we've done a community map vote, meaning that for our game modes that have multiple maps, like our control, escort, and hybrid, we're not letting every map in. Some of those maps suck. Shout out Paricio and all 11 of you who voted for it. You crazy human beings. But what we have done is we have set up the votes to allow you guys to pick 2 of those maps, and then the wheel here is going to figure out our last 2. No, Jackal, Paricio did not get the most votes. It, in fact, was dead last. So, womp womp, yo, weirdo. But the maps that were selected by the community are, in fact, Lijiang Tower and Ilios for control. So, those are going to be hanging out. Our escort maps are going to be Rialto and Watchpoint Jibby. And then our hybrid maps are going to be Kings Row and Midtown. So, that means we get to spin away and find out what joins those in the map pool. I don't know if this is going to work as well because everybody, is silent, can't talk. But let's get a drum roll before we start. Even if it's just yourself, just drum roll, just for my amusement. As Andrew here is going to spin and start us off.
Yeah, this one can't be rigged because it's live. You can see my mouse here. Ooh. All right.
Thank you, Cool, for typing drum sound. And also a stroke of keys. We're getting Nipple!
Nepal is the first map selected by the illustrious wheel.
Shout out the wheel. Shout out Nepal. But we got one more for control. So hopefully it took... Honestly, I don't think I have any problems with any of the other maps. But...
Oh, wow.
It's Antarctic. Last second. The Genjis in Antarctica are so excited that they get to represent their hometown.
All right.
Beautiful. But that means control. Your map choices will be Ilios, Lijiang, Nepal, and Antarctic Peninsula. Now let's swing on over to our escort maps.
Yep, we got a few more for escort. There's Dorado, Havana, Junkertown, Route 66, Shambali, and Circuit as the options. So let's see what happens
I'm
here.
surprised Circuit didn't get more votes. I'm gonna be honest.
Eh.
$66. All right. Now this was in last season, but because it won the votes last season, it's still eligible for the wheel, so it's gonna make a big return. I know it got a lot of screen time down in Emerald. Maybe we get to see it up in Sapphire and Ruby.
All right, the final escort map.
No. Everybody jump ship. It's ruined. Season's over. We're chalk. We're screwed. Nobody pick it. There's nobody pick it.
I'm just happy Havana's gone. We ain't playing that one.
Oh, I like Havana.
That long side.
All right, but that does mean your escort. Havana's great, bro. Great team. Great place.
Okay, the team.
Your escort maps are going to be Jibby, Rialto, Route 66, and Shambali. Yay. Yippee.
Sounds very excited for that.
I'm so excited. I pray I never have to play that map. But we've got our hybrid, which is our last little spin here. Kings Row and Midtown are already spoken for, so we get 2 more maps. If Paricio enters, I'm banning everybody. We're not having Shambali and Paricio, I swear to God.
For the record, Jack does not have the power to ban everyone.
I will figure out a way. It's getting close, and I'm gonna have an absolute stroke. All right, we're fine for now. We get a nice little Numbani. Thank God.
All right, the final one.
Oh God, Shirley. Give me like an Ike. We like Ike. Hollywood, I'm fine with too. All right, we're good. No Parisia. We're all set.
Yeah, just for the bit, I was hoping it would like push itself just a little bit more, but it is what it is. That's how the spin goes.
But that means your hybrid maps will be Kings Row, Midtown, Numbani, and Hollywood. All of our Flashpoint and all of our push maps are available because there are only 3 and 4 of them respectively. So again, if you missed out on the map picks, it is Control, Ilios, Lijiang, Nepal, Antarctica, Escort, Chibi, Rialto, Route 66, and Shambali. Hybrid, we have Kings Row, Midtown, Numbani, and Hollywood. And Cool is asking for one more spin for the road. I don't like it because I'm sure the wheel is gonna get it, but gross. Absolutely gross, Parisia. Well, okay, there it is. Look
Yeah.
at the
Also, just for the straight record, the spin does not count.
thing.
The
No
fake
Parisia.
fans will
It's
be-
not coming
will be
in.
Like Mauricio. That's how you know it's a fake fan.
Perfect. All right, well, that is our map pool. That is our draft order. So it is time to start talking about the season itself. Let me pull up my notes. It is going to be a 7-week season. So that means if you are on a team, you got 7 games to play before playoffs. For our Emerald and Ruby, they only have 6 teams. So what that means is you're going to do a single round robin. Every team will be playing each other twice. So that'd be 5 games, right? Then we're going to have 2 more random games. So you're going to have to play a couple teams twice. But the top 4 for Ruby and Emerald will make their playoff bracket. It will be a 4-team single elim bracket. For our Sapphire players, because we have 10 teams, it's going to work a little bit differently. It is our biggest league. So we're going to split into 2 conferences of 5. That will be revealed later. But that'll be a single round robin. So again, you're going to play everybody in your conference once. And then you're going to have to play 3 random teams from the opposing conference. The top team from each conference will make it into playoffs automatically. Then the next 4 will be based on overall record. So if you are the second team in your conference, but the other 4 teams in the other conference still beat you out on record, I'm sorry. Be better next time. LOL. Then we have a 16 bracket. The top 2 obviously getting buys. So we'll have a little bit of some play in matches for that final 4 before we kick off the total playoff bracket. It's always a good format when you get to play-ins. We had it last season. I want to shout out to Jersey and Washington for a 5-map banger because that was tough to watch. That was dope. It was great. It went back and forth. It was awesome. And I'm always a big fan of high stakes. But that is our fun little map pool draft order. Quick little recap of how the season is going to go. And so now we will open up to questions. I am scrolling desperately because a lot of y'all have talked because somebody asked a question right as we figured out our prod stuff. And I said their name wrong. Said their name wrong once, right twice. I think it's Anon or
Anon or something like that.
Anon?
Anon.
Okay, perfect. Who's our version of Kansas City, who the refs are going to be paying to help? That'll be the Havana Hurricanes. I'm going to rig the entire system for me to win all 3 somehow, even though I don't have a team in the Emerald League.
This is not happening for the record.
Crap. All right, for actual record.
We all saw that draft order where Jack got absolutely
I got
shafted on.
screwed. Oh my god, it's bad. Everything's bad.
It's funny
But-
because like pre-recording when we did a test, we'll never land on the same team twice. When we did the test spin pre-recording, it landed on Havana Hurricanes first, and Jack got really upset.
I was promised something that wouldn't happen, and everybody's upset. But we'll figure it out as we go. So, if you guys do have any questions, feel free to put it in this chat. I am looking at the Twitch chat as well in case anybody has any questions there.
I like
Um,
Guna's question that was just asked. Are there any new rules that returning players need to possibly watch out for?
That is a good question. I believe some bigger ones that players should watch out for is we're making some adjustments to waiver wire. Some of the GMs brought up some good points at the mid to end season of our regular season last time for season 8, where potentially changing that. But we've made some adjustments there to make it a bit more fair for some of our struggling teams to get those picks in the waiver wire. In terms of other new rules, I don't think there's any new big rules that you need to worry about. Just tweaking some of our own rules, just to make sure that in the rule book they're a little bit more clear, a little bit more concise. We want to try to eliminate as many gray areas as possible. That being said, every season there's always a gray area. There's always something that happens, so we adjust on the fly. We make the best call that we think at the time, and we move forward. So if there are any rules that you read and you don't agree with or you think could be changed in a way or two, there is a suggestion post channel where you guys can suggest what to, go for that. Another big change that I completely forgot about, no more extensions. Extensions are removed. Extensions caused way too many problems. They were a headache a lot of times last season and previous seasons, to be honest. So we are, taking a step back, looking at what some other leagues of ours do, like Rocket League, like COD, and trying to adjust with that. So there will be no extensions this season.
Yeah, that is probably the biggest thing, is that there's no extensions on a game-to-game basis. If your team is unable to field, it sucks. Sorry, but it like Jack was saying, it's always been an issue of like conversation and like the issues that it causes. Like, is it worth having an extension? And I think both I and like the rest of the League Ops team believe that we're at a point where it's not worth the hassle of dealing with extensions, and that a forfeit just better fits the format of the league.
Two questions I want to answer real quick. Will teams have salary caps during the season? No. We've done salary-based seasons from season 1 through 5. We've since moved over to this draft system, which I think most people would agree. It's an upgrade. It's better for this league. But in terms of, sal caps for teams getting too powerful, that's just going to depend on the roster picks and the GM making those draft picks. So if, let's say, one team, starts out with a bunch of Masters players, even with trades and drops with FAs or other teams, they can only get, in theory, so much of an upgrade, right? I mentioned it towards the beginning, where if I'm a Masters 3 player getting traded to another team, that team would have to give me someone either, 2 ranks above, so Masters 1, or 2 ranks down, so Masters 5. So you can make a trade somewhere within that, but there's no sal caps, no salary system there. The other question that I wanted to answer, there's another one now that I want to answer, is the latest time you're able to have a game. Most GMs will set it up to have a when to meet system. So what that means is you will click a link, fill out the time that you are available. GMs can see when all players on their team is available, and they will communicate to their opposing GM that they're scheduling with, saying, "Hey, here's when my guys are free. Here's when your guys are free. What do you want to try to work with?" I don't think we've had a 4 a.m. game, and I don't think we ever will. I think that'd be absolutely batshit insane. But I don't think, in theory, there's a rule against it. Typically, we try to keep a certain window of when games are being played. Like I said, I don't think that 4 a.m. one's happening, but yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know if he said this, but like games typically happen on weekends or like close there. There is nothing against having a 4 a.m. game or a game during the week. There it just reduces the likelihood of your game being streamed. Our pro team takes pride in like trying to stream every single game. Obviously, it's not always possible, but we do the best of our ability to get all that done. Another thing that Jack mentioned was a when to meet system that GMs might be doing. I'm just going to say the GMs are going to be doing that. That is required of them as of a couple seasons ago.
It's a very good system to ensure that everybody's accounted for, and you don't have to worry for certain crazy times. We've had games, I think, as early as 6 p.m. Eastern, and then on weekends we've had maybe like a 3 p.m. game. But we are trying to ensure that these games can get played in a manually time, hence no more extensions. Had a stroke saying that. Andrew in Twitch is asking how many subs can a team use for a match? You have a max of 2 subs. So if your players can't show up, you cannot just randomly grab 5 free agents and call it a day. There's a max of 2 subs, so you need a majority of your roster there in order to have that game. This also eliminates a potential of getting a bunch of free agents who are higher up than you. So like if I have a bunch of, I don't know, let's call it like Diamond 2s on my team, but the free agency, I can go up and grab a couple of Masters 4 players. You can only grab 2. You still need a majority of your roster there. I think Vanguard also corrected me. There was a 1 p.m. Pitt versus Vancouver game last season, which forgot that happened, gonna be honest. I think I was still at work. So I kind of just put that out of my mind. I've seen a couple of questions around the same vein, like teabagging and sit and bozo and this and that in team chat. We have a COC, right? We have rules, we have guidelines. There are certain things that are prohibited. You will get banned, you will get kicked out, taken behind the shed, whatever phrase you want to use. But like if you're going in and you teabag, that's fine. It's not inherently, gonna cause you to get banned or suspended or anything. There are different actions that you can take that are fine, and then there's some actions that are actual offenses. If at any point you think someone is specifically targeting you and specifically going out of the way to harass you or this, that, whatever, we have multiple systems in place, including ModMail, where you can submit any evidence or submit anything that you think we should look into. And we have a great team, not only on our staff, but on the entirety of United Rogues COC board that will take a look and give a just punishment accordingly.
Yeah, that was well said, Jack. If you don't know what COC means, it's code of conduct. Basically, like Jack said, there is a limitation on what you can do that is like derogatory, I guess, to say the least. Basically, if there's anything directly offensive or harassing another player, that's not allowed. But like fun teabagging and stuff after getting a cool kill or something like that, that's usually fine. Banter, like going back and forth between teams, that's also fine. Just watch out on getting like too excessive about it because it can become harassment at some point.
There's a lot of seasons we've done, right? This is our 9th season. A lot of players for their first season, or if it's their 6th season, they know each other at this point, right? Like I've played every season. I've played with a lot of players who are still in here, sticking around, and I can personally speak that myself and former teammates of mine, when a new season hits and now we're on opposite teams, we'll shoot each other a couple messages here and there. We'll hit a tea bag once or twice. We also understand that your friends are here, right? A lot of you guys have been awesome about that. Some of our newer players are, bringing in their friends and making sure that this community continues to grow and thrive the way that it has been for so long. So, if you're playing against your buddy and you just want to hit a quick little bag, go for it. Just, again, make sure it's not excessive. I think Cool answered the question, but draft is happening this upcoming week. We are currently working with our GMs to get it scheduled. It will be streamed. We will have some awesome production quality to it, as we always do. But I also wanted to shout out Andrew, who is our kind of resident prod guy, and Cool, who's our resident graphics person. They do awesome jobs. So if there are any questions specifically for them that I'm too stupid to answer, feel free to ask them, and we can grab them real quick and do some of that. Jackal, yes, you can still call people Unk. That happens to me all the time at work. Thumbs up. Okay, crazy. Okay, all right. Instantly, there's multiple Unks. Everybody's banned. I'm banning everybody again. It's happening. I regret instantly.
Cole asks when will Prod get a paid salary. This is a volunteer work, and I'm broke, so I can't pay you. Sorry.
There might be murmurs and rumors of potential things coming out in the future where myself alone gets paid. I will be giving a starting salary of 150K. So I don't know if
This
everybody
is.
else
I
on
don't know
League
where you're
Ops
hearing.
is.
I don't know
What are
where
you
you're
talking
hearing
about?
this.
Nope, not a thing. Crazy. Okay.
This is not a
Insane.
thing, dude. I don't even get 150K. There's no way I could pay you 150K.
No, 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 no. Surely, surely.
The most I get as owner is I get like a test sample jacket or something like that.
Mm.
That's about it.
Speaking of, most, I'm gonna say like 90% of our teams do have merch. So if you are vibing, you are having a good time, we have a link set up to where you can go check out not only your team's merch, but a lot of the other teams' merch. Currently, the ones off the top of my head that do not, but I've heard are in the works, are Havana, for example, Louisville, as well. I don't think that there's any other teams off the top of my head that currently don't have
I think
merch.
Jersey Jackals.
Jersey definitely has merch last time I
Oh,
saw
never mind then.
because they've been
Yeah,
around for a while.
I can't think of
I'm just
any
trying to
other
think of
off the
like,
top of my head.
yeah. Shout out Tracer for putting out the link in the chat. What percent polyester are there? Fucking 2. I don't know. I'm gonna go with 2. Solid 2. I have a couple of jerseys or shirts. Some teams have jerseys, shirts, hoodies. Mouse pads are awesome. Um, and so depending on which team, you might be able to find some nice goodies. Some of the jersey designs, I'm gonna be honest, are pretty good. Pretty good. I know when Havana comes out, they're gonna be sick. I'm praying at least, or else I'm gonna have an absolute shit fit.
Yeah. Also, like the desk pad quality is actually really good for being like a merch type thing. It's
Mm-hmm.
really good quality for a desk pad. I actually really enjoy the stuff that they use there.
Where does the money go from the merch sales? I'm gonna be 100% honest. That is above my pay grade. My pay grade again being 0, soon to be 150K salary. Um,
Oh, where does the money go
no
for what? Sorry, I
idea.
was doing a cough break.
Merch. I believe it's just to United Rogue like
Yeah. So, United
Corporation
Rogue as a whole,
LLC.
yeah, United Rogue as a whole, like we have like taxes and because it is a LLC. There's taxes that we have to pay. We also pay to upkeep. We have a small server that hosts pretty much like all of our bots, like our ModMail bots and things like that. And we are looking to start having some savings to potentially give back to our members in future seasons. I know that's something that Marvel Rivals was looking into, I think, this season for them.
I
Uh,
believe they were.
yeah, a little spoilers for next season. Like that's something that's I'm going to be talking with the rest of the league owners in United Rogue, seeing what amount of profits that we have, see what we can do there.
All profits
But yeah,
will be
for right
going
now, it's mainly just
to my
taxes and
pocket.
server upkeep, and also uh, there's one other thing, one other project that United Rogue is working on that I can't disclose at this time, but there's also some money being funneled into that.
I don't even know if I know that one. So that's crazy. Who let these embryos in here? All right, cool. What's up? Nothing in Twitch. Anybody else have any good questions? I'm sure that there's gonna be some that you might not be able to think about. Um, Banned mid game is a what is merch based on me? Never. Banned mid game. That so we've had this issue in the past. Um, Not necessarily banned mid game, but like, oh, somebody's internet cuts out and they DC, or somebody's I don't know, PC catches on fire miraculously. Kapooey, you're dead. Blah, 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 blah. If a player is unable to play mid game, then what will happen is that team will have to forfeit the map. If you're able to have a sub or your sixth man ready, then you're able to jump in and go on, continue the series. There are time limits to how long between rounds you're allowed to set that up, but as Cool said, just don't get banned, forehead. Is 6-7 allowed? Yeah, you can do whatever you want with that. I still think that's dumb. Actually, wait, I kind of agree with Bouguet. 6-7 should be banned. That does mean Lemon takes a hearty nerf there, because I think that's the only words that Lemon can say, unfortunately. He's like a Pokemon, except instead of saying Lemon all the time, it's just 6-7. Tracer, there's 7 weeks of season. And I say that with such a tone because you are League Ops and can see that. LOL. Oh my god, she set me up. All right, well, I'm banned. I'm getting banned. Everybody's gone. Is it okay on bet on the? Actually, that's an unironically funny question, but like a good question. Is it okay to bet on the games? Like 99.9% of our games, when we stream our games on this main United Rogue Overwatch Twitch channel, we have gambling. Everybody loves the gamba. Everybody loves it. We have our awesome prod people set that up, and our mods who are our staff, to where you can go in Twitch chat when you're watching these games live, and you are able to predict which team ends up on top for some of these maps. We currently are in the works of setting up some good rewards that you can do for those channel points, other than just pure bragging rights, by the way. What if you have some kind of emergency that doesn't allow you to play for the rest of the season? If you do, that's okay. Just let your GM know. Let them know first so they are in the loop. If you need to, you can also let staff know. You can not only drop yourself for any emergencies, but you can request a drop from your team up to a certain point. There is, certain cutoffs and things like that. But if something happens and it is an emergency, you don't have to worry. You can reach out to your GMs or staff, and basically what will happen is, if you need to get dropped, you get dropped. The teams have a certain time window that they are allowed to fill that roster spot with in order to keep their team afloat. Are you allowed to stream the game from your own POV? Yes. So if you have your own personal Twitch and your own fun little Twitch setup and you want to stream your matches, that is 100% allowed. If you are, looking at the schedule and unfortunately a game is unable to stream, but you want to set up a, side stream, that is also fine. We have a what's the exact wording? Bootleg stream, I believe, is the exact wording of it. But we have a bootleg system where you can volunteer and help us out in case that you need to. Andrew, who is our prod guy, can help better explain that than I.
Yeah, so any streamed match that's going to be on the official Twitch for the week is going to just run through that. Anything that we aren't able to cover for a week's match, like say we have like each week we try to pick out a set few team matches from all 3 leagues, And then the rest of them, unfortunately, we just can't do all streams every single week for every match. So any that don't go into that, but you want to do like a bootleg setup that's kind of similar to stream, but it's not a POV stream, or like one team side stream, you can set that up and submit it in bootleg stream channel. So you can see kind of near the top of the Discord, and that's where you can go. Just try to follow the example one that's kind of pinned at the top, and just yeah, we got we got like kind of a base template you can also download in the description of the channel or the text chat. So yeah, you can go from there.
I bet on the games using money like DraftKings. No, there's no UR DraftKings set up yet. To be honest, if there ever is one, I think it's going to go to COD or Rocket League first. Not only because they're our oldest setups, but I think that is just going to be the first one to get it going. Sometimes having the experimental things like that will go there, but for right now, it's a big fat no. Are teams allowed to be in their own Discords while playing? Yes. So what will happen is if you are drafted to a team or you are subbing for a team or you're picked up, whatever the case may be, if you are, getting ready for game time, your team, your franchise will have not only their own Discord server where you can talk, schedule, chat with each other, but you can also hang out in the VCs there. It's up to the GMs on how their VCs and channels are set up for that kind of thing. But typically, you will be in your franchise's game VC for game time. If you don't want to go to one of the team VCs we have towards the bottom, you're more than welcome to. I would highly advise against it, but we ball, I guess. Who's allowed to be? Oh, Andrew and Twitch. Good question. All right. First off, is Sukan gonna not Ajax this season? No idea. I say it every season. I'm gonna try and not play Lucio this season, so I don't Ajax. Surely it won't happen. Everybody thinks it will, but I would like to hope that the famous clip that haunts me every time I fall asleep does not happen again. Where I say right before season 7 finals, I'm not gonna Ajax in finals. And then shout out Map 3 when I Ajaxed, and the awesome casting duo of Trashcan and Rico instantly called it out. And I believe Cool was streaming it and zoomed right on in there. So we're just gonna say that it's not happening 100%. Never gonna happen. Never in my wildest dreams. Going back to Andrew's question,
It's probably
Twitch.
going to happen again.
Nope. Who's allowed to be in game lobby team VC during a match? So, if you have a GM that is not playing, they are allowed. It is their team. They can be there. Any GMs or any 6 men who are there but are not actively in the map will not be able to communicate with their team about anything going on. But in terms of if your team does have a coach or anything, the coach position is not a position. It is a pseudo position. If I, for instance, grab a friend of mine who's been around UR for long enough and say, hey, can you, watch me play, give me some advice between maps, whatever, that's fine. The coaching position is not a thing. So if Havana says, oh, this guy's our coach, he's going to stream, and then Pittsburgh's like, no, we don't want him in, that guy's gone. Only staff, they are 100% allowed in because it's staff. I don't really think I need to explain myself. Players, again, really don't think I need to explain myself. Players are allowed in the thing, the custom lobby. It's going to happen. GMs are allowed. Anything else, if you are on Havana and you want to be in the custom lobby with Pitt versus Vancouver, if both teams agree to it, that's fine. If at any point they say, hey, we don't like this anymore, get out, then you are taken behind the shed. You're gone. Aaron Hernandez gone forever. Not my problem no more. Shout out Cool for finding the exact screenshot of me dead on the floor in the finals match. That's actually insane. Just a quick champion check. I've got 3. 1 for each Ajax. Womp womp.
I technically have 3 as well.
I count it. Surely.
I mean, well, I have 2 like actually playing, and then 1 as a GM.
Hey, same. I'm getting 1 this season. I'm delusional.
But all right,
Listen, if you're delusional,
it's
get
been
out.
about an hour, so I'm gonna try to wrap this up. Is there
Any
any
final
other...
burning questions?
Yeah, final burning questions. Speed mode.
I'm just gonna answer no to everything.
No.
Can I win? No. Got it. Dude, look at this. Perfect strat. New tech just discovered. Say no to everybody.
Is
Aim
aim assist allowed?
We both
We
read
talked
it, but
about
I don't know
this.
who
I
we're talking
forgot.
about. Can I not be doing? Okay, hold on. Now there's a lot of questions that are both dumb and somewhat important.
Cool. No, you also can't win. Oh, that's something we didn't talk about. Yes, the holidays.
Yeah, Christmas holidays. First off, aim assist. If you're on a controller, you're playing on a controller. Zimming is not allowed. But yeah, aim assist. If you're on a controller, then that's up. Can I GM? No. Can I lose? Sure. Don't care. Can I not be owner? I don't know how to answer that. That hurts my brain.
Yeah.
Christmas holidays. An actually important question. Panda, you got it.
Yeah, sure. So we're this season going to align with a few holidays. There will be breaks during the season for those holidays. So for example, like the week of Christmas and the week of New Year's, it's going to be like 2 weeks off in a row for you guys. I forget exactly where that lands in the season, but after those holidays, we'll go right back into whatever the next week would be. So like let's say Christmas lands on week 5, 2 weeks after, or like 2 weeks after that initial start of the break. So both Christmas and New Year's will come back to week 6. Or I guess what that would be week 5. Sorry, my bad. I can't talk that well. Yeah, basically there will be a break. TLDR.
Yeah, Tracer just said it. If you are drafted and you're not watching the stream, most of our GMs are very quick about that. So basically, as soon as you're drafted, you're gonna get a quick little, "Hey, I'm picking you up for Havana. Join my server. I'll set up your roles. This, that, whatever." But you should get a message. Some of our GMs have already started messaging players as well, just saying like, "Hey, listen, interested to draft you. Are there any players that you want to play with? This, that, whatever." So you might have gotten pinged already. You might not. Doesn't mean you're not getting drafted. Doesn't mean you are. Yeah, Cool hasn't got a message because Saucepan's still trying to figure out what pick to steal him. If you don't get drafted, you are more than welcome to leave, but I would recommend not. Like I said a couple times now, there are so many teams that make roster swaps. Middle of the season, there is a trade and drop deadline. A great example of this is season 6 when the Washington Rebellion made a lot of roster swaps right before the trade deadline and ended up winning the whole season after that in Ruby. So if you don't get drafted initially, I would recommend don't leave. You can still hang out with a lot of the awesome players here. There are a lot of opportunities to sub in, as I mentioned, and there will be times where I'll make a drop, another GM makes a drop, and we're gonna swing that. I need to find the other question that Doge just pinged me for. Where on God's green earth is it? Where the hell is it? I can't find it. It's gone. That's the wrong message. Doge has lied to me.
Are there still... Yes, we are still doing combines. I forgot the exact time that we would be doing that. But one of the League Ops members, I believe, either Booger or Tracer was gonna, or not Tracer, Booger or Pipes was gonna set that up. And if it isn't announced already, they'll announce it when they are. I believe it was already announced, if not already done.
There is also a great shout from Guna. 10 mans. We have basically just a 10-man system. Go join. Sometimes we start it up at random hours of the day. Shout out the jobless. And basically, that's a great way to just hang out with more of the awesome community members we have here. But also, if you're playing with some of these teams or some of these players, you you get the chance to show off a little bit. I will say it is for fun. Don't take it too seriously. Don't take it, as the end all be all. It's for fun. A lot of people meme. It's just silly. But like I said, you get to play with some of these other players. You get to play with some of the awesome GMs that are here. And that, could lead to you getting picked up along the way. Censor job next time. Job application. Brah. Taxes. Ooh, scary.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and start this to cut this off here. If you have any other questions, please direct your attention to the help and questions channel. Or if you have a more direct question that you don't want to be public, go ahead and message our mod mail where we have some select staff members there that can answer your question to the best of their abilities there.
I
But
want to
with
give a quick
that, thank
shout
you all
out
for attending
to
this.
helping questions. Piper, our awesome staff member, she handles. She gets there fast for a lot of those helping questions. So if you send a question in there, we do see it. We respond quickly. Like Panda said, if you have a question that you don't want super in the open, or it's a little bit more personal, I am the community manager. I say this all the time. Feel free to DM me, whatever the case, whatever the time. But like Panda said, we do have helping questions or our awesome mod mail chat.
Yeah,
And I also do think that 10 Mans is going to start up and queue after this. So if you are hankering to play some games, go down at the bottom and find our 10 Mans channels down there.
yes, Tracy, you did miss the maps announcement. A few minutes after this town hall concludes, Jack will post the draft order and the map choice announcements in the hashtag announcements channel. But
Why?
all right,
Why do I gotta do work? That's lame.
because I'm still driving home. Lol.
Yeah. All right, I'll do it. I was gonna do it
Yeah.
anyway, but now I actually do it.
Yeah. But all right, like I said earlier, thank you guys for coming. I hope you guys had all your questions answered for this season. Like I said, if you have any other burning questions, you know the resources to get get those answered. But other than that, hope you guys have a great season 9. Have a great night as well. We'll see you
Thank
guys
you
in
everybody
the
for
pitch.
showing up.